welcome back to another gadget report. And today we continue our conversation about how choosing flights and how to choose what to consider when choosing flights. And we talk about standards and direct routes. Some airlines advertise themselves as providing you the direct routes. And sometimes when we're going to look at those airlines, the standards or the countries where they are registered in have not very good standards in terms, for example, of human rights, equal rights, etc., etc. And this is something that I feel very strongly about. Obviously, this video is a personal opinion, as I said in so many times, but is something that I really feel very strongly about, and definitely something I consider every single time that I choose a flight. And today I decided to share this with you. So stick around, let's talk gadgets. So today we are talking about, and last time we thought about prices versus services, that sometimes we may overlook a little bit the service in favor of the pricing, and sometimes we may end up with a bad experience. And today I talk about another very important topic and aspect of choosing a flight, and one that may be rather controversial. And I'm talking about better routes versus standards, ethical standards, human rights standards, all sorts of standards. And sometimes these standards are also, just like services, a little overlooked by a better route or a better pricing or something like that. And there are a lot of airlines out there that are actually, some of them highly rated, that may get you the impression that they give you direct routes and they give you better routes. But then when you look at other aspects of going with those airlines, you will see that maybe the standards are not there, maybe the human rights standards are not there. And in the end, you may think, well, maybe it's not a very good idea. And this is what I will be talking about today. And this is obviously, as I said, my personal opinion. Some airlines offer you a more direct flight, or make you believe that they offer you a more direct flight, because they claim that there are less stops. Well, for example, if you're coming from Europe to Australia, you're only going to have at least two stopovers. That's it. You have at least, they may stretch it to one now with the new Dreamliner. That is possible, but well, you always have to stop. It's a given. You can't come, for example, from Lisbon to Sydney on a direct flight. It would be fantastic, but it can't happen. So some airlines just advertise themselves as more direct flights, great services, and some of them are really highly rated, etc. But and they make you perceive that they really the best. But does that airline will offer you the service, and does that airline have great standards? Because what I mean in when I say standards is, for example, do they are included in a country with great record on human rights, for example? Is it a place that there's not going to be discrimination? Because let's imagine you pay a cheaper flight, you actually go on that direct route, but then you land on an airport that you stop and you're going to be discriminated against, either because you were a foreigner or because you are a woman, or both, because sometimes it happens both. And obviously you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it if you are going to be in a queue, and because you are a woman or because you are a foreigner or whatever, you're going to be in a queue forever, and everyone else that came even after you are going to be going first because of that. I think that's shouldn't happen in the 21st century, quite frankly. And I feel very strongly about that. So you can pay a cheaper ticket that goes to a company or country that does not have a very good standard in terms of human rights. So basically, if we think about it, that company, obviously, the company's standards may not be that bad. Obviously, I'm not implying that the airline itself would advocate for low human rights standards, obviously, but if they are registered in a country that has that sort of standard, obviously when they pay their taxes, they are going to contribute to that country. So you are going to contribute to that country as well. So think about it. So my opinion, and I never fly with airlines that fall into this category. It might be unfortunate because a lot of them are really high rated, but I won't choose them because of that. And I feel very strongly about that, especially about equal rights for everyone. And, you know, and I think if we honestly think about these things and if we honestly consider these things, and if we as passengers, if we as clients start actually taking this on board and demanding that this sort of thing changes, maybe we can get a change. Because at the end of the day, we are the passengers, we are the people that buy the tickets, and if we really start choosing other airlines because of these things, maybe we can make a change. So this was my topic today. This is the reason I don't fly some airlines. I'm not going to name them because I think it's not my call to name them. It's not a name and shame kind of thing, and I would never do that in my channel unless there is an absolute reason to do so. And it's not a name and shame, but it is actually creating awareness for standards and creating awareness for quality and equality and the same service for everyone. And sometimes that doesn't happen. And that's all for today. As I said, this was a very personal opinion of mine. So you may agree or you may not agree. So please, if you agree with me, leave a comment below. Or if you totally disagree and if you have flown with any of these airlines and you have had a good experience, please share, because it's always good to know about people's experience. Sometimes we may have an opinion about something and then someone else comes and says, look, this is what I have experienced, and we may change our opinion and we may see that actually something has been done or is being done for to change things and to create a better situation and a better outcome for everyone. So please share if you're there, if you had flown with an airline that may fall in these categories. Please share with us, and put a like on the video and share with your friends, of course, and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of a new gadget report every week. If you like your gadgets as much as I do, you would certainly do that. So thank you so very much for watching. See you next week. Have a good one. Bye.